If you still don't know what happened to Marilyn Monroe, not just her, if you also don't know what happened to George Reeves, Natalie Wood, and many more Hollywood celebrities, stay tuned, as in this video, we are going to uncover the mysteries that most of the Hollywood actors and actresses took with them to their graves. First, Judy Garland. Judy Garland enchanted the world as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, her powerful voice and youthful innocence leaving a lasting imprint. Behind that bright exterior, Garland endured a lifetime of battles. MGM studio executives put her on strict regimens of pills for energy and weight control as early as her teenage years, fueling a lifelong addiction struggle. She also faced relentless criticism over her appearance, undermining her self-esteem. In her later career, Garland continued to captivate audiences through film, concerts, and TV specials. But the personal toll was severe. Multiple marriages collapsed under financial strain, substance dependency, and her fragile mental health. By her mid-40s, she was deep in debt, grappling with exhaustion, and still feeling the aftershocks of her chaotic adolescence in Hollywood. When Garland died of a barbiturate overdose in 1969, it was ruled accidental. Yet many believed she succumbed to a lethal cocktail of pressures the industry had placed upon her since childhood. Some speculated possible foul play or suicidal intent, but official findings pointed to chronic misuse of prescription drugs. In truth, a secret sadness haunted her, a reality of feeling used and isolated despite her fame. Judy Garland's heartfelt performances remain legendary. Yet she carried a painful secret burden, a life shaped by addiction, heartbreak, and a search for acceptance she never fully found before her untimely end. 2. James Dean. James Dean's brief but meteoric career turned him into a cultural icon of youthful rebellion. His roles in Rebel Without a Cause and East of Eden showcased an introspective intensity that resonated deeply with 1950s audiences. Off-screen, Dean's free spirit and rumored bisexuality were kept low-key in a conservative era. Associates whispered about his relationships with both men and women, but the studio publicity machine emphasized him as a dreamy heartthrob for female fans. Despite only 3 major film roles, Dean's impact was massive. He also harbored a fascination with racing sports cars, which led to his sudden death at 24 in a 1955 car crash. But some fans believe that accident holds secrets, an elusive curse tied to Dean's Porsche 550 Spider. The wrecked vehicle was said to bring misfortune or injury to those who possessed its parts. Additionally, a swirl of rumors suggested the crash might have involved street racing or mechanical tampering, though official reports pinned it on speeding and another driver's lapse. The truth behind Dean's personal life also remained largely unspoken. Close friends confirmed he was more complex in his relationships than the media portrayed. James Dean's mystique remains alive decades later, fueled by the notion that he left too soon. He became the embodiment of restless youth, his real romances and final moments sealed by the abrupt tragedy that ended his story. 3rd, River Phoenix. River Phoenix was the poster child for a new generation of Hollywood talent in the late 1980s and early 90s. Starring in Stand By Me, Running on Empty, and My Own Private Idaho, he earned acclaim for his raw, soulful performances. He was also a passionate environmental and animal rights activist, known for his gentle spirit. Yet, behind his compassionate persona, Phoenix wrestled with drug use that tragically escalated. On Halloween night in 1993, Phoenix collapsed outside Los Angeles' Viper Room and died of acute drug intoxication at just 23. Fans were stunned. He had cultivated a clean, almost angelic image, though friends knew he occasionally used illicit substances. The harsh reality was that Rivers' private experimentation with cocaine and heroin proved fatal. Speculation abounded. Had he been pressured to keep a squeaky clean reputation? Did he hide the extent of his drug issues from his family and Hollywood circles? Some close to him insisted he was on the brink of a breakthrough, both creatively and personally. The exact sequence of events that night remains partly unclear. Attempts to save him failed quickly. River Phoenix's secret struggle underscores how quickly addiction can overshadow even the brightest promise. His death sent shockwaves through Hollywood, reminding all that stardom offers no immunity to hidden demons. His legend endures as a cautionary tale and as a testament to a blazing talent gone too soon. 4. John Harlow. Joan Harlow, Hollywood's original blonde bombshell, rose to fame in the early 1930s with roles in Hell's Angels and Red Dust. Dazzling audiences with her platinum hair and quick wit, she became a top box office draw. Yet behind her glamorous persona lay tumultuous relationships, health issues, and a controlling studio system. In 1932, she married producer Paul Byrne, who was found dead under mysterious circumstances just months later. Officially ruled a suicide, the bizarre details, like a cryptic note, sparked rumors about his life with Harlow and possible foul play. Some speculated Byrne's death was linked to prior entanglements or financial pressures. Tragedy struck again when Harlow herself died unexpectedly at age 26 in 1937. Official records cited kidney failure brought on by scarlet fever complications, yet many suspected other factors, including poor medical care and the harsh demands of stardom. MGM tried to downplay her worsening health, fearing it would hurt ticket sales. Some claim her mother's Christian Science beliefs prevented timely treatment, hastening Harlow's end. Others suggest the studio simply didn't realize the severity until too late. Regardless, audiences were shocked to lose such a vibrant star so young. Jean Harlow's final secret was the full extent of her fragile condition, kept under wraps until it was beyond saving, sealing her as a tragic figure of Golden Age Hollywood. 5. Joan Seberg. Joan Seberg was an American actress celebrated for her fresh-faced charm in Breathless, a French New Wave classic. She juggled a transatlantic career, appearing in Hollywood fare like Paint Your Wagon and European art house hits. Politically outspoken, she supported civil rights movements, including financial contributions to the Black Panthers. This drew the attention of the FBI under its COINTELPRO program. Seberg's personal life also became tabloid fodder. In 1970, she became pregnant, and rumors spread that a Black Panther member was the father. Newspapers, allegedly fed by FBI misinformation, published damaging stories. When her baby died days after birth, Seberg blamed the stress from the false coverage. The tragedy marked the start of her mental health decline as she battled depression and paranoia, feeling hounded by government surveillance. In 1979, Seberg was found dead in her car in Paris, an apparent suicide by overdose. Some suspect it might have been foul play or a forced suicide orchestrated by covert operations, though no conclusive evidence emerged. The official ruling remained probable suicide. She left notes suggesting despair. Joan Seberg's life demonstrates how political activism can spark invasive scrutiny. She bore emotional scars from public slander and secret surveillance she never fully escaped. Her mysterious death, shrouded in conspiracies, underscores the high price she paid for speaking out during tumultuous times. 6. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr was hailed as one of Hollywood's most beautiful stars, celebrated for films like Algiers and Samson and Delilah. Audiences admired her glamorous image, but few knew she was also a brilliant inventor. Born in Vienna, Lamarr fled an unhappy marriage to an Austrian arms dealer, eventually landing in Hollywood. She captured the public with her captivating presence on screen. Behind the scenes, Lamarr co-invented a frequency-hopping system for torpedo guidance during World War II. This technology would later form the basis for spread-spectrum communications used in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. She and composer George Antheil patented the idea, hoping the U.S. Navy would adopt it. However, the Navy shelved the patent, and her role as an innovator remained largely unrecognized. Lamarr's secret double life as an inventor became known to the wider world only after her film career waned. She had kept it quiet, partly because the studios wanted her marketed purely for her beauty and star power. Later in life, she struggled financially and legally, overshadowed by a glamorous past. Decades later, Hedy Lamarr was finally honored for her pioneering contributions. Though not exactly a scandalous secret, her groundbreaking invention was hidden in plain sight, overshadowed by Hollywood glitz. Lamarr's story reminds us that sometimes the most remarkable facets of a star's life go unnoticed, until history finally shines its light. 7th, Sal Mineo. Sal Mineo was a teenage sensation after his poignant performance as John Plato Crawford in Rebel Without a Cause, earning an Oscar nomination. He also shone in Exodus, garnering another Academy nod. During the 1950s and early 60s, Mineo was a heartthrob, occasionally labeled the Switchblade Kid for his edgy roles. Yet as he matured, Hollywood struggled to cast him, and his career stalled. Away from the public eye, Mineo was a closeted bisexual man. In a restrictive era, he carefully guarded this truth, fearing career suicide if outed. He tried to reinvent himself through stage work and low-budget films, but the offers never quite matched his early promise. Tragically, Mineo was stabbed to death in 1976 in an apparent robbery gone wrong. He was just 37. Initial rumors circulated that the murder might be linked to his sexuality or personal associations. Police eventually arrested a suspect with no known ties to Mineo, describing it as random street violence. Mineo's hidden personal life led many to wonder if the case had deeper angles. Yet official investigations found no direct evidence of a hate crime or targeted attack. His secret eventually emerged through the memories of friends and lovers, revealing a man caught between stardom and personal authenticity. Today, he is remembered as a groundbreaking actor whose life ended far too soon under grim circumstances. 8th, Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze danced into hearts with Dirty Dancing and soared into superstardom with Ghost. His athleticism, gentle charm, and distinctive roles made him a beloved Hollywood figure. Yet behind the suave persona, Swayze faced long-standing struggles, including bouts of heavy drinking and the stress of relentless public attention. Even as he cultivated a strong marriage to Lisa Niemi, he grappled privately with these challenges. In 2008, Swayze was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Determined to keep working, he pushed forward with a television series, The Beast, while quietly undergoing treatments. Though he acknowledged his diagnosis, he minimized the severity and insisted he would fight it. Tabloid speculation about his declining health haunted him. Swayze's refusal to let cancer define him became inspirational, but he often concealed just how grueling his battle truly was. He continued filming through pain and exhaustion, presenting an upbeat front for fans and colleagues. As the disease progressed, speculation mounted that he was far sicker than he admitted. He died in 2009, leaving fans in mourning. Stories emerged of his incredible strength and secret struggles in his final months. Patrick Swayze's legacy as a charismatic leading man endures, but so does the example of quiet resilience he offered, fighting a terminal illness with dignity, sharing only limited glimpses of his pain until the end. Ninth, Farrah Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett was a 1970s icon, her feathered hair and role in Charlie's Angels helping define an era's beauty standards. Millions of fans adored the carefree image she projected. Off-screen, she also grappled with rocky relationships, including a turbulent marriage to actor Lee Majors and a long partnership with Ryan O'Neal. Yet Fawcett remained determined to forge her own path as an actress, taking on challenging roles to prove her range. In 2006, doctors diagnosed Fawcett with anal cancer. She decided to keep much of her ordeal private at first, hoping for successful treatment without the glare of tabloids. When the disease recurred, Fawcett took control of her narrative, documenting her journey in a candid documentary titled Farrah's Story. However, even that revealing account didn't capture all the personal anguish she endured, including rumored tensions with medical staff and loved ones about how best to treat her. Despite aggressive treatment in Germany and the U.S., the cancer spread, and she passed away in 2009. Some close friends later suggested Fawcett had hidden the gravity of her condition to maintain hope, both for herself and her fans. Farrah Fawcett's final years showed raw courage. In choosing what to share and what to protect, she highlighted the tension between celebrity vulnerability and personal dignity, taking her ultimate secrets with her to the grave. 10th, Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly was the epitome of mid-century elegance, a Hitchcock muse in films like Rear Window and To Catch a Thief, and then a real-life princess upon marrying Prince Rainier III of Monaco in 1956. Adored by the public, Kelly left acting at her peak to fulfill royal obligations. Yet amid the fairy tale narrative, whispers of private discontent and extramarital affairs swirled for years. Before her marriage, Hollywood rumor mills claimed Kelly had flings with co-stars, including Clark Gable and Ray Milland. As Princess of Monaco, she cultivated a refined image, engaging in philanthropic endeavors. Still, some alleged she sometimes missed her film career and bristled under strict royal protocols. Kelly rarely addressed personal rumors, keeping her poise intact. In 1982, she suffered a stroke behind the wheel, crashing her car and dying shortly afterward. Speculation arose that perhaps tensions, fatigue, or prior health issues contributed to the accident. Her daughter Stephanie, also in the car, was injured, fueling conflicting stories about who was driving. Official statements concluded Kelly lost control after her stroke. To this day, Grace Kelly's private feelings about trading Hollywood stardom for Monaco's palace remain largely unknown. Did she truly find contentment, or did she harbor regrets she never shared? The lingering mystique of her abrupt end only enhances her status as a timeless icon swathed in secrecy. 11th, Carole Lombard. Carole Lombard was the comedic queen of the 1930s, dazzling viewers in screwball hits like My Man Godfrey. She married King of Hollywood, Clark Gable, in a high-profile union that many saw as a genuine love match. Lombard was known for her vivacious personality, quick wit, and patriotism. She even sold war bonds to support the country during World War II. Tragically, in 1942, Lombard died in a plane crash while returning from a war bond rally, shocking the nation and devastating Gable. Official reports stated the plane simply flew off course into a Nevada mountain. Yet persistent rumors suggested sabotage or potential espionage, since the flight route had changed last minute. Some speculated Lombard might have had high-level war secrets, or that a hidden enemy agent targeted the flight. None of these theories found solid proof. Adding to the heartbreak, Lombard was only 33 and at the height of her career. Gable was inconsolable, later enlisting in the Army Air Forces, possibly seeking solace from his grief. Though no evidence supports foul play, the suddenness of Lombard's death fueled conspiratorial whispers. Carole Lombard remains celebrated for her blend of glamour, sharp humor, and patriotic spirit. She left the world abruptly, taking any unspoken worries or hidden regrets with her, adding a final note of mystery to her short, shining life. 12th. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn was the quintessential swashbuckling hero of classic Hollywood, famed for roles in The Adventures of Robin Hood and Captain Blood. His athletic prowess and devil-may-care attitude made him a box-office draw, but his personal life was rife with controversy. Flynn faced statutory rape charges in 1942. He was acquitted, fueling a reputation for scandalous behavior and an insatiable appetite for partying. Adding to his mystique were persistent rumors about espionage ties, some claiming he was involved with Nazi sympathizers or had suspicious international connections. Biographers have debated whether Flynn merely befriended shady figures or engaged in actual espionage. Evidence remains inconclusive, yet the intrigue lingers. Flynn's final years were dominated by declining health, heavy drinking, and financial trouble. When he died at age 50 of a heart attack in 1959, the coroner noted his body was so worn that he seemed decades older. Friends whispered that Flynn's high living ways masked deeper pains and unspoken regrets. After his death, stories emerged suggesting Flynn harbored secrets about his political loyalties or undisclosed intelligence dealings. No definitive proof ever surfaced, leaving the rumors locked in Hollywood lore. Today, Errol Flynn is remembered as a charismatic rogue both on and off screen, a man whose flamboyant existence ended abruptly, taking potential hidden alliances to the grave. 13. Sharon Tate. Sharon Tate was a promising actress in the 1960s, known for her enchanting presence in films like Valley of the Dolls. Married to director Roman Polanski, she was poised to become a major star. Tragically, at 8 months pregnant, Tate was brutally murdered in 1969 by members of the Manson family, a crime that horrified the nation. The official story has been well documented. Charles Manson's followers targeted Tate's home under twisted cult motivations. However, conspiracy theories abound. Some suggest Tate's crowd had connections to drugs or occult practices, fueling alternative explanations for the slayings. Another theory posits Manson had intended to confront music producer Terry Melcher, a former resident, and Tate was an unintended victim. In the aftermath, the public combed for deeper secrets. Tate's final weeks remain a subject of speculation. With unverified claims, she sensed danger, but stayed. No evidence suggests she harbored significant hidden truths. But the Manson murders themselves took on mythical status, overshadowing the actress's blossoming career. Sharon Tate's brutal end left the world questioning how such horror could befall a gentle star. While salacious rumors about Hollywood's dark side continue to swirl, most accounts affirm Tate was innocent, caught in the orbit of madness. The real tragedy is that her bright future was extinguished, and any untold personal aspirations died with her. Ternakti, Rudolph Valentino. Rudolph Valentino was the silent screen's ultimate Latin lover, melting hearts in films like The Sheik. Born in Italy, He arrived in America seeking fortune and soon ascended to stardom, captivating fans with his smoldering gaze and exotic appeal. Despite being portrayed as the embodiment of passionate masculinity, Valentino was dogged by rumors questioning his sexuality. Tabloids dubbed him effeminate, and some critics mocked his suave style as unmanly. Valentino fought back, but the gossip persisted, fueled by an era that relished scandal. Privately, he endured financial pressures, complicated love affairs, and an ongoing legal battle with studios. His personal writings hinted at deep frustrations over how the press skewed his image. When Valentino died unexpectedly in 1926, at only 31, from complications of a ruptured ulcer, public hysteria ensued. Fans fainted at his funeral, and rumors swirled that a secret wife or undisclosed child might surface. Others claimed foul play, but official medical reports never suggested anything suspicious. Valentino's biggest secret remained an unconfirmed question of whether he was bisexual or simply a victim of homophobic speculation. Friends insisted he was misunderstood, a romantic soul hounded by the press. Regardless, he took those truths with him, leaving only a legend behind. Valentino's early death cemented his place as a tragic idol, a star whose rumored secrets still fascinate nearly a century later. 15. Tallulah Bankhead. Tallulah Bankhead was a stage and screen star renowned for her husky voice, razor-sharp wit, and uninhibited behavior. She rose to fame in the 1920s London theater scene, transferring that success to Broadway and Hollywood films like Lifeboat. Despite her talent, Bankhead's eccentricities and flamboyant lifestyle often overshadowed her performances. Bankhead's private life bristled with rumor. She was openly hedonistic, indulging in alcohol, drugs, and affairs with both men and women at a time when such freedoms for a woman were near scandalous. Hollywood studios tried to tame her wild image, but Tallulah reveled in shock value. Still, some secrets remained hidden, particularly her rumored affairs with other high-profile women. As Bankhead aged, her career waned. She became increasingly dependent on substances, her once glamorous persona deteriorating behind the scenes. By the time she died from pneumonia in 1968, she was nearly a recluse. Decades after her death, biographers uncovered more details about her same-sex relationships and rebellious spirit. Some glean from diaries and letters she never made public. Her irreverent wit still sparkles in anecdotes, but certain aspects of her personal life were never conclusively verified. Tallulah Bankhead carried those details with her, leaving admirers to piece together the puzzle of a star who challenged convention at every turn, taking many experiences to the grave. 16th, Anna Nicole Smith. Anna Nicole Smith rose to fame as a voluptuous Playboy model and later as a tabloid sensation. Born Vicki Lynn Hogan, she reinvented herself, marrying billionaire J. Howard Marshall II, who was 63 years her senior. This sparked accusations that she was a gold digger, though Smith insisted it was genuine love. The legal battles over Marshall's estate endured for years, overshadowing her attempts at a legitimate acting and TV career. Privately, Smith struggled with prescription medication, weight fluctuations, and personal tragedies, including the death of her 20-year-old son Daniel in 2006. Her reality show laid bare her erratic behavior, but she also concealed deeper emotional turmoil beneath the public spectacle. In 2007, at age 39, Smith died of an accidental drug overdose in a Florida hotel. Swirling around her final days was a tangled paternity battle over her infant daughter, Danny Lynn. Conspiracy theories arose that someone manipulated her medication or exploited her vulnerability. Despite an official ruling of accidental overdose, Rumors continued. Was it pure negligence, or were there darker motives? Lawyers, ex-boyfriends, and family feuded publicly, intensifying the drama she left behind. Anna Nicole Smith's life remains a cautionary tale, a woman who soared to fame yet found it riddled with legal strife, substance dependency, and heartbreak. She passed on with many details of her chaotic final months never fully explained. 17th Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger dazzled audiences with his magnetic performances, from Brokeback Mountain to his iconic Oscar-winning turn as the Joker in The Dark Knight. Off-screen, Ledger was introspective, driven to challenge himself in increasingly daring roles. Yet he also battled insomnia, anxiety, and the mounting pressures of stardom, leading him to rely on a perilous mix of prescription medications. In January 2008, Ledger was found dead in his Manhattan apartment at just 28. The official cause was acute intoxication by a combination of prescription drugs, including painkillers, anti-anxiety meds, and sleeping pills. Some suspected an accidental overdose, though rumors briefly whispered about depression or intentional self-harm. Ledger's family firmly rejected suicide suggestions, insisting his death was a tragic mishap. He'd been struggling to sleep, not seeking to end his life. Friends revealed that Ledger immersed himself so deeply into the Joker role that it affected his mental state, though evidence of this remains anecdotal. He was also negotiating custody arrangements for his daughter with actress Michelle Williams, creating further stress. The exact interplay of factors that led him to ingest a lethal drug cocktail remains speculative. In losing Heath Ledger, Hollywood mourned a talent on the cusp of transcendent greatness. He left behind a brilliant but haunting legacy, taking the full scope of his internal battles with him. 18. Robin Williams. Robin Williams was a comedic powerhouse, beloved for his manic improvisations and roles like Mrs. Doubtfire and Good Will Hunting. Offstage, he was a thoughtful soul, often discussing personal battles with addiction and depression. Yet even his closest friends were shocked when Williams took his own life in 2014. Only after his death did revelations emerge about his deteriorating mental and physical health. An autopsy confirmed he suffered from Lewy body dementia, a disorder causing cognitive decline, hallucinations, and anxiety. This diagnosis had not been fully understood before his passing, and even Williams himself might not have grasped its extent. He concealed the severity of his symptoms, trying to maintain his career and personal dignity. Some fans wondered if depression alone pushed him over the edge, but neurological specialists pointed to the traumatic effects of Lewy body dementia as a leading factor. Williams had shown increasing confusion, insomnia, and worry about memory lapses. The secrets of his final months highlight how drastically neurological illnesses can distort a person's reality. Robin Williams left behind an unparalleled legacy of humor, empathy, and warmth. His decision to hide his worsening condition underscores the burden he bore quietly. In mourning him, the world gained insight into a cruel disease, and a deeper understanding of how even brilliant comedic lights can fade in private darkness. 19th, Barbara Payton. Barbara Payton was a rising starlet in the early 1950s, celebrated for her sultry looks and roles in noir thrillers like Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye. Hollywood initially hailed her as the next big blonde bombshell, but her off-screen life spun into chaos. She juggled high-profile affairs, including a scandalous relationship with actor Franchot Tone, while still involved with Tom Neal, a violent love triangle that ended in a brutal beating. Studios distanced themselves from Payton after the negative headlines. She attempted to salvage her career but sank deeper into alcoholism, sex work, and legal troubles. Barely recognized by the early 1960s, she lived in poverty on L.A.'s Skid Row. When she died at 39 in 1967, official records listed heart and liver failure. Yet rumors persisted. Some claimed she'd been beaten again or succumbed to drug use. The reality was likely that years of heavy drinking and personal turmoil took their toll. Payton penned a shocking autobiography, I Am Not Ashamed, revealing the grim truth of her downfall. Still, many wonder if certain details about possible blackmail or hidden affairs remained unspoken. In death, Barbara Payton became a symbol of Hollywood's unforgiving nature, a cautionary story of how swiftly a promising star can spiral once secret vices and scandals overshadow talent. She left behind unanswered questions about the final depths of her despair. 20th, Lana Turner. Lana Turner was the ultimate blonde siren of the 1940s and 50s, appearing in classics like The Postman Always Rings Twice. Dubbed the Sweater Girl, she radiated sensuality and intrigue. Off-camera, Turner's life was a flurry of multiple marriages and affairs, including notorious links to gangster Johnny Stompanato. In 1958, Stompanato was stabbed to death in Turner's home, allegedly by her teenage daughter, Cheryl Crane, who claimed she was defending her mother from violence. The ensuing trial became a media sensation, with speculation that Turner might have wielded the knife herself. Police ultimately accepted Cheryl's account, ruling it justifiable homicide. Some, however, believed the actress's powerful studio connections orchestrated a cover-up. Could Turner have been protecting herself at the expense of her daughter's childhood? Turner rarely spoke about it in depth, instead resuming her film career and maintaining a polished facade. Even Cheryl's later writings left questions. How much did Turner's tempestuous relationships contribute to that fateful confrontation? Lana Turner's image survived, but whispers persisted that her greatest performance might have been keeping certain facts about Stompanato's death hidden. When she died in 1995 from throat cancer, she left behind an indelible Hollywood legacy tinged with scandal. Whether the story was exactly as told or a mother's desperate shield over a deadly secret remains an enduring Hollywood riddle. Thank you for joining us on this illuminating journey into Hollywood's hidden corridors. From on-set tragedies to covert relationships and mysterious deaths. These 40 stories show that stardom never truly erases human vulnerability. Some secrets emerged only after investigations or confessions, while others remain sealed by time and rumor. Yet each tale reminds us that behind every gilded legend stands a real individual, longing, coping, and sometimes paying the ultimate price for fame's demands. We hope these accounts deepen your appreciation for the complexities of celebrity lives. Until next time, may we remember that the brightest lights can cast the darkest shadows,